A tiny turtle washed ashore in Wales, thousands of miles from home. He was barely alive, too cold to move, too small to survive alone. Nearly 3 years later, Rhossi has crossed the Atlantic again. From a Welsh beach to Houston and soon the waters of Texas. A 5,000-mile journey is almost over, and this time, Rhossi is going home. It started with a dog on a Welsh beach and a turtle too cold to move. Nearly 3 years later, that same turtle is on the final stretch of a journey spanning 2 continents and 1 ocean. Rhossi, a critically endangered Kemp's ridley sea turtle, washed up on Treithliden Beach in Anglesey on December 13, 2023, discovered by a black Labrador named Meg. He weighed under a kilogram and was barely alive, stunned by cold after ocean currents swept him thousands of miles from home. What followed was more than 2 years of rehabilitation at Anglesey Sea Zoo. This week, that chapter closed. Rhossi touched down in Houston on August 11th, now weighing a hefty 20 kilograms, after a journey that began with a helicopter ride to Buckinghamshire and continued on a British Airways cargo flight out of Heathrow. Frankie Hobro, founder and director of Anglesey Sea Zoo, travelled with him every step of the way.
So Rhossi was really small, really tiny, so like 25 centimetres, less than a kilo when we found him. Probably 1 to 2 years old maximum, so still a juvenile turtle, very much in the early stages of development and foraging in the Atlantic and only being kind of carried.
Keeping a sea turtle hydrated outside water for 18 hours takes some improvising. Caretakers coated Rhossi in Vaseline and KY jelly to stop his skin from drying out mid-flight. A detail Hobro admitted made for an unusual trip to the chemist. At the Houston Zoo, the real test began. Vets ran Rhossi through X-rays, a CT scan and blood work on August 11th to clear him for release. Former Chief Veterinarian Dr. Joe Flanagan noted some flushed skin, likely anxiety, and shadows on the X-ray that could point to past pneumonia.
It does occasionally happen because Atlantic ridleys or Kemp's ridleys go into the Gulf Stream, and this guy was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. A cold front hit when he was trying to eat some crab off the seafloor, and he was stranded on the beach. And when that happens, the turtles' immune systems are very stressed. It depends on how long they're out. They actually can get frostbite. Fortunately, he doesn't have any signs of frostbite.
Radiology results are expected back by August 14th, reviewed by specialists at Chicago's Brookfield Zoo. Until then, Rhossi waits in a quarantine tank. Rhossi isn't the first Kemp's ridley to make this crossing. Another turtle, Tally, followed the same route home in 2023, and a second rescue named Boya arrived from the Netherlands in November 2024, part of what's becoming a well-trodden rescue corridor between European shores and the Gulf of Mexico. If all goes to plan, the Texas State Aquarium will collect Rhossi from Houston Zoo before his release near Padre Island on August 18th, a stretch of coastline known for supporting one of the last breeding populations of his species. Nearly 3 years after a dog found him dying on a Welsh beach, Rhossi is about to swim free in the waters he was likely swept from as a hatchling.
Andy, you want to take him out and then just on each side. Go on the table.
You're going to get your face in that direction.
Good.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Just want to make sure before I don't want to get in trouble. No problem.
Yes, so here we're just labeling his patient ID number and then his speech. We can scroll through some of these.
He's very strong. He's very well fed, maybe well fed like I am. And there's no signs of external disease or trauma. He swims normally, he dives, he surfaces, he breathes fine. So.
Do you want to do radiographs before CT?
Radiographs first. Okay, you got it. So, my idea.
Clear.
Nice and pink. Duplicate.
So Rhossi was really small, really tiny, so like 25 centimetres, less than a kilo when we found him. Probably 1 to 2 years old maximum, so still a juvenile turtle, very much in the early stages of development and foraging in the Atlantic and only been kind of carried.
It does occasionally happen because Atlantic ridleys or Kemp's ridleys go into the Gulf Stream, and this guy was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. A cold front hit when he was trying to eat some crab off the seafloor, and he stranded on the beach. And when that happens, the turtles' immune systems are very stressed. It depends on how long they're out. They actually can get frostbite. Fortunately, he doesn't have any signs of frostbite. Did a routine exam, oral cavity, nares, looked at all the body systems, eyes, felt his muscles, looked him over. We collected blood samples for culture for CBCs and chemistries. Also then decided we needed to do CT because we had some concerns about possible lung lesions that I think looked like historical scarring. And then we returned him to his tank.
Let's turn for both sides. Yeah. We'll go to left.
So what you are seeing is he's checking every edge, looking for ways out. Anytime you put them back into a tank, they do that. They have a very short memory,
So a diet of crabs, live crabs, which they feed on in the wild. And he's been really well fed and really well looked after. He's grown really well, he's developed really well. So we've enhanced and sped up his development, which is really exciting. And it looks like in a couple of years he'll be fit for breeding out in the wild. So that's really, really exciting news for us.
Yeah, something like sharp size. Is this hip?
So you flew from Wales?
Yeah, so I was on a flight and then when we landed I got straight off again and watching monsters and got on with it.
Now, be this close to making it back to the wild.
It's really exciting. And
There's still risks to them in the wild from fisheries, from getting caught in shrimp nets, and then plastic pollution is a real problem. But they're doing really well, and it's exciting for me to get to see turtles that I physically was helping raise come back and nest in Texas. It's a thrill.
Kemp's probably close to that.
Our radiograph, so if a doctor wants to put
And he's down at first, we're scanning him. Okay, so I would say, so